we would bond together like these individuals, like the women do, bro. Do you know how strong the male community could be in this world?
Right. The effective communication is your tone.
Yeah.
What you say, how you say it, everything.
Yeah. You know, sleep in different beds for the night.
Oh, I thought you were about to say. I would say vacation. That's what I'm thinking about.
Or even that.
Hey, that's what I'm going for.
Or even that.
Take the beds.
From a single person's perspective. What's up, YouTube land, Facebook land, Snapchat land, Instagram land, all them lands. What's going on? It's your boy Dante, aka Keith Dupree,
and your boy Emmanuel, aka E-Man.
Hey, so we going right off the dome today. He wasn't expecting for me to hit that record button when we went straight in today. You know, I beat him to the punch today. Anyway, we glad to see all of y'all. It's been about 3 weeks, man, since we hit this record button. Mississippi has been taking a hit, especially for the past week. We had a snowstorm this week.
Ice storm.
Man, ice storm for sure. I tried to go move that lovely car of mine outside. And when I say I slid like I was running down a slick racetrack, dog.
Man.
It was over. I had to get somebody to push me back in my parking spot, man.
All right, man. Hey, let me tell you what happened. Quick story.
Yeah.
Tourism. Let me tell you what happened to me last week. So everybody know I got this big old truck. So first day, road, come back. I got a slope on my driveway.
Yeah.
I get up the driveway, put it in park, about to get out. Whole truck slide. Couldn't stop it, bro. Whole truck slid down into the ditch.
Yeah.
Guess what I did?
What's it?
Left it in there and went to bed. Just left the truck. Hey, left it in there. I get it out.
Man, sometimes we have to be aware that we can't take control of our circumstances.
Yeah.
Man, you know.
Yeah, that ice ain't nothing to play with, though, for real.
But give me an update, man. What's been going on with your life these days, man?
Going on, hey, still busy, still working. I still work a full-time job, still trying to manage everything.
Yeah.
So it's just been really hectic.
Yeah.
And trying to deal with everything. I do work in retail.
Yeah.
So everybody buying up everything.
Yeah.
Keep me busy.
Yeah.
Keep me busy. A lot of overtime.
Y'all working real hard now since the ice storm was over with.
Man. People thought they were about to run out of water and food.
Man, I think here in Oxford, I saw on Facebook, man, somebody said there was only like gluten-free pizza
and bread
and maybe a popsicle or two on the shelf, and that was it. It wasn't much of nothing.
I said, our Walmart, we had no bread, no eggs, nothing. All you had was bagels, whole grain bagels. That's it.
I ended up fasting for the most of the week. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm tell you what I do. This is what I've been doing for the last few months. So it was good. Every time I go grocery shopping, I put a percentage back for emergencies. So I got like 20 cases of water. I got shelves full of food. Yeah. So if we were shut down for 2 months, I'd be good.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, if we shut down for 2 months, y'all might as well come find me. Okay, come find me, cause I ain't gonna.
You ain't making it.
I ain't gonna make it.
You ain't making it.
I'm trying to do better
right
about my preparation. You know, I talk about that all the time, but you know, for stuff like that, we don't really prepare for it. So, you know.
Hey, these times, right, we're going through right now. It's good to have a safety net because you never know.
That's for sure.
It's
always good to have a safety net.
People crazy.
That's for sure. Yeah, man. So, you know,
let's do a podcast.
Right? So this week, or for this podcast, we want to sort of talk about mental health. We had got some pretty good reviews on our last podcast. Actually, I think some of the best reviews possible. You know that we've had thus far, and it's turned into something great for us.
Yeah, positive.
We loving the positive feedback. We want to thank everybody for liking, sharing, commenting. And you know, being a part of this movement for sure.
And even if you got negative comments, send them.
Hey,
we ain't perfect.
We're working towards greatness, though. That's for sure.
That's always.
Yeah, but one of our friends on Facebook commented and said, "Hey, I want to hear you all's perspective on mental health, and from a male's perspective on self-care, especially in the climate of our nation." And I think that this is a very important topic. A lot of times we fail to think about this stuff. And I know, to jump right in, specifically for me, a lot of times I think us as men, we forget that we need help too sometimes. Or that we need a shoulder to lean on. And so, before we even get any further, I want to encourage every man who's listening, and even every woman who's listening, to encourage your significant other if he is a man. You know, encourage yourself to think positive every day. You know, we always think about. I talk about heavily a lot about the glass being half full, right. But a lot of times our glasses are technically halfway empty, but we have that glass full mentality. But we ended up pouring out of our glass and then we're empty again. So we need people to pour into us too. So mental health is very important. And so we're going to jump into this conversation. Emmanuel, you got something to give to the folks. I don't want to get too deep too early, but I mean,
I'm about to go right in it.
This is heavy for me, man.
Hey. So I'm gonna go right on in it. So for me, for men just in general nowadays,
yeah,
cause we're in the in between generation.
Yeah.
So growing up, you always hear, even when you're a kid, 8, 9, I'll stop all that crying.
Yeah.
You be a man up. You hear that all the time. So even when you grow up, you still got that mentality like, oh man, I ain't supposed to cry. Like the way I feel, I just got to man up. Yeah. I got to man up, and they end up destroying our minds.
Right.
And like that's why you have so many people kill themselves nowadays. Yeah. That's all the men killing themselves. Like they not even old. Yeah. They can be like 35 and younger. Suicide is crazy. Because you never know. Somebody can be having depression, fighting stuff, and can't talk about it because all they heard was, oh, we don't do that.
Right.
In actuality, we need all the help we can get. Counseling, we need somebody to talk to. Because not everybody got nobody to talk to.
And you know, that's leading to, not, you know, you talked about suicide, but it's leading to homicide too.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah, taking out the whole family.
We're taking out everybody. Mm-hmm. You know, it's getting to a place to where a lot of our men out here are struggling so much to where they're mentally struggling, and so they feel like that the only way that they can move or press forward is if they take out who's messing with them.
Mm-hmm. The quickest escape route.
The quickest escape route. But then they don't see the outcome of what is to come after they commit that homicide, or they never get to fulfill their lives by committing suicide. You know, we taking out our own brothers. We're taking out ourselves. And I'm a firm believer that God has predestined every one of us to be something special. Mm-hmm. There's a place for us here. There's a purpose for us here. But because we don't have that shoulder to lean on, or because we don't have that solid rock foundation like we should, or our foundation was okay in the beginning, but we really don't know how to move forward now. We're stuck in a position to where we're taking ourselves out because we feel like that we need an scapegoat.
Right. So, you said about predestined.
Yeah.
Jamal King, one of the dudes I listen to on the podcast. He multimillionaire. Mm-hmm. One of his biggest sayings is, a man's obedience is tied to so many other people's freedom. Man. So what he did with that was, he listened to God, built this big old real estate industry.
Yeah.
He was able to create jobs, multi-million-dollar companies with his family. Mm-hmm. So now his whole family blessed because he was obedient.
Right.
But the thing is, though, it's not easy.
No.
He took a lot of mental hits himself. Yeah. And had to do a lot of praying every day. Still do. And that's one of his foundations. He make sure he take every morning he wake up, he work out, he pray, get his mental mind state together because it is a lot to deal with.
Right.
Even if you ain't got millions of dollars, having $5, you be depressed.
Right. And man, you said something, you know, before you gave that, how men need someone to talk to.
Oh yeah.
You know, a lot of times, you know, everybody's story is different. Everybody has this different perspective of how they feel, how they live, how they think. And there are some young black men, and even men in general, who have, you know, had the opportunity to grow up with their fathers or, you know, have that firm foundation. And not necessarily a firm foundation, just a foundation, whether it was unstable or not. Because just because you have a father in your life doesn't mean that your foundation is necessarily firm or something.
They can be present and not be present.
So much, you know. And for me, you know, like you were talking about earlier, the thought process of, oh, don't you start that crying or suck it up real quick, you know. that was a lifestyle for myself because, my grandfather who raised me is not only a pastor, but he's a military man.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you get that firm, stern foundation from him, he doesn't believe in breaking. If you see my grandfather break, that means he's completely torn. You know what I'm saying?
And then even then, men like that, like me, I try to stay strong as possible. Yeah. When I break down, you'll never know. Yeah. We go find that secret place and just go.
Yeah. And that's good too, man.
Right.
Finding that secret place. There's nothing wrong with finding that secret closet, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, personally, I hate to cry. I hate to shed a tear. I feel like that it is a sign of weakness because that's what's been embedded into my mind for my whole life. But it's growing to become a place to where when I come home at nighttime, I have to think about it. It's okay to fall on my knees or even on my face, lay flat on my face and cry sometimes and cry out to God because a lot of times we continue to try to put our hope in other folks or we're pouring into people. It's like that glass half full mentality. We're pouring into people, but then when we need somebody to pour into us in return, it's dead. And I love you. I love you like a brother. Right. You are my brother. We grew up around each other for a long time, but we have to realize too that one of the hardest things for us to understand is that you need help too sometimes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I could be going through, you could be going through, but you ain't gonna let me know you going through.
Right.
And I ain't gonna, so we ended up both being in bad positions because we don't let each other know we're going through a situation.
All it takes is a phone call.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, having somebody to have, like, you can take that deeper. Having somebody to talk to. Mm-hmm. The issue with that is having somebody you can talk to and trust. If I tell you something, I don't need to hear it tomorrow in the street.
That's for sure.
Because that's going to make me go deeper down in depression, not trust nobody.
Yeah.
So it's all about making sure knowing who you can talk to and who you can trust. That it's not going to go anywhere else. But look, man, I'm just weak right now. I just need somebody to talk to. I'm going through this. Man, I just need somebody to hear me out.
Mm-hmm. And so, I've been having a few different thought process about, finding a way to encourage yourself. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, it's not that we're so deep into depression that we are mentally completely ill, but sometimes we just need that little distraction to steer our minds away from that situation. Because a lot of times, I think when men get to a place of depression or I don't know if I'm gonna say this right or not.
Uncertainty.
Yeah, that's right. Perfect. Thank you. Get to a place of uncertainty. A lot of times, the thought process that we're going to has meaning and purpose, but it's not necessarily the time to think about it.
Right.
And so we need to find those different avenues. Whether it be brother to brother conversations or man to man conversations, or even taking it as far as going to a therapist or a counselor. We can't, we have to get out of that mindset. Men, we have to get out of that mindset that we have to do this thing alone. Because if my brother's going through and he can't help me right now, if my other brother's going through and he can't help me right now, there's only two avenues, I believe. Number one is Christ, but number two is trying to find a counselor because they're paid.
Yeah.
They're licensed. Find you a good one, but they're paid and licensed to carry you through that, and your secrets should be safe with them.
Right.
And especially find somebody outside of your comfort zone that you don't know completely.
Right.
Because that's going to save you the trouble too.
It give you a neutral ground.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you got some people that want to be a counselor that know you and be like, oh, I know why you acting like that. That's such and such.
Yeah.
But then be like, I'm not even talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this situation right here. Like, this really burdened me down.
Right.
So it's just about finding that neutral ground. Make sure you got that confidential counseling.
Man, and I'm gonna say this. I think that it's very important that men start finding that self-love for themselves. You know, it's so easy for women to get this. If men would bond together, man, just like the women do, our sisters, you know, our lovers.
Right.
If we would bond together like these individuals, or like the women do, bro, do you know how strong the male community could be in this world?
Right.
I mean, if you think about it, I know for a fact right now, there's a lot of women out here, and probably a lot of women who are going to listen to this, who are bonding together,
right,
to make sure. I don't know, girl. He ain't worth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what's wrong with us men doing the same thing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got to learn how to have each other's back. And it's not so much necessarily the negative talk, because it doesn't have to be negative. But we need our own kind, man, our own men, brothers, to let each other know, hey, man, you good. You know what I'm saying? I got your back. I'm going to hold you up until you get where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? That this is very vital, because if women can have that same level of empowerment for one another, there's no reason why we as men can't do the same things for each other. You know, a lot of times we have this broad thought process that we, like I say earlier, needed to be alone, but we really need a group of us. You know, even the Bible speaks about 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? So we can't expect for us to get through this alone. Even if I'm going through this alone, or mentally going through this alone, what am I doing? If I confide in Christ, then that means that I'm not alone no more. It's me, Christ, the Holy Spirit, the whole Trinity, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. So it ends up being 4 of us. So what does that say? I know if we bond together, bro,
get a
community of brothers that can lay down their pride, can tell each other that we love each other, can hold each other up, not only hold each other up, but hold each other accountable. Man, when I say I really believe truly in my heart that we can go so much further. You know, I've seen the women empowerment movements. I've seen where women can come together in numbers of 50 to 100, even thousands. You know,
well, y'all seen it in history book.
Yeah,
civil rights movement. Yeah, you see how many brothers out there in suits.
Yeah, man, I'm telling
you, that's what we need.
Gotta bring that bridge and cross it and come back together. You know,
get rid of that competition.
Yeah. Because what is competition, bro?
Right.
If we bond together and work together, we can get money together, make bread together, break bread together. You know, we gotta put ourselves in position.
Right.
Put ourselves in position. Man.
Another mental thing I saw on Facebook: close brother vibes, close brother. And this right here, like when I went and thought about it, this is real.
Yeah.
I've been our age, been young as we are, having kids, and not. Like you can have a father and be around family all your life. When you have your own family, it's still brand new territory.
Yeah,
and it can be a lot, because when you think about it, men, we have a lot on us,
right? Because
the kids count on us, the mama count on us, who we count on. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's why I said, man, it's really stressful, but we always been programmed not to show this stress.
True.
Because at the end of the day, I still got to provide for you, for the kids. You're going to have your aunties and uncles call, hey, I need to do this, I need to do that.
Yeah. It's
nonstop. A man always got that. I mean, I ain't saying women ain't got no stress, but at the end of the day, you got something to fall back on.
Yeah.
And that responsibility fall on us.
And that leads back to what we were just talking about, man. You know, when you were saying that, it made me think about that song, Who Can I Run To? You know what I'm saying? Because we got a lot of empty space on the inside.
I like that. That's the title.
We got a lot of empty space on the inside, but at the same time, it puts us in position. Women got somebody to run to,
right?
But because we got our pride so tight, and we think that we just providers and we this and we that, we need men. When I say we, I mean men. We need that avenue to push forward to, but to sort of wind. I ain't gonna say wind it down, because this is really interesting, but to change the perspective a little bit, let's talk about the roles that women could play and men empowerment. So from a married perspective, how can women or your wife or your, I'm gonna talk about significant others, I think, but how can a wife empower their man in this particular, climate that we're in? How can we, the self-care?
First of all, support. So that's gonna be the main thing. Support.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna break that down. So, especially if you working in these times, you blessed first of all, because a lot of people lost their jobs. Even for people that lost their jobs out there trying to make something happen.
Right.
So you gotta know, when your husband come home, he's stressed. He done had to fight the world all day.
Right.
He's gonna come home distressed for a while. Not the time to be arguing.
Right.
I'm trying to wind down for a little bit. I know y'all here. I know I'm gonna give y'all time. Just give me 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's why when we see most men, they pull up at the house, what they do? Sit in the car. They just want to sit in the car for a little bit. It gets quiet. It be so peaceful. Just sit in the car. Man. Right. Yeah. It just releases some pressure. Yeah. Because I know I got to come home and still put up energy.
Yeah.
For y'all, because it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair for me to come home and be like, all right, y'all, I'm glad to see y'all. I'm finna go to bed.
Right.
They'll lack on my part, and then they'll cause more issues. Yeah. So, be that support. Also, talk. I mean, effective communication is what I'm gonna call it. All right, because you can communicate any type of way. Yeah, but effective communication is your tone, what you say, how you say it, everything.
Yeah.
How your day was? Because as men, we gonna say, hey, you good? How was your day? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, we have an awful day. Come home, smile, like everything was fine. Right. Just be like, hey, how you doing? Actually, my wife sent me something today. It was a TikTok. Yeah. Pretty cool. Every week, they'll sit down and they discuss what happened that week.
Right.
Say what happened, like I felt this way about this, I'm stressed out about this. And they kind of give you a safe zone so where you can talk about stuff like that. Right. And kind of de-stress and be like, you know what, I was tired from work, I mean this, I mean that. It's just like mentally I'm fighting. Yeah. That you didn't know about, but now you know, so we can work together. So be a support system.
And working together is something I think is very important. I think from a single man's perspective, but not necessarily single, but you have a significant other, somebody that you confide in. I think one of the biggest things is, learning that individual. If you're a female and you feel like that you love this guy, you got his back 100%. Saying that is okay, but portraying that is something different. Yeah. So I think that it's very necessary that you find the ways to actually act in what you say. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times you got to learn love languages too, and that's a topic for another day.
Oh yeah,
but learning that love language of that individual, or learning who that person is in a mental state. You know what I'm saying? How does he act when something's going on? So if I'm coming in the room, I can be smiling, and I can always put on a smile. However, is my heart really smiling? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's my actions really smiling. So you have to be able to learn and read those different situations. So when he does come in the room, is, baby, are you okay? Do you want to talk about it? If not, I'll give you your space, and then let's talk about this later. Yeah, you can't
don't force it, because it make it worse.
Yeah.
Just give me time, because if not, I'm like, man, you putting this pressure on me. I already got pressure. Don't put no more pressure on me.
Yeah. And then another thing to add on top of that, we have to think about this. When you add on pressure, it causes confusion. It causes frustration in the relationship. And I believe that can be married or in just a normal dating relationship. It causes issues. And the reason why it causes issues is because you take that pressing issue, you keep pushing, and it's like it's just like a bump on your face.
You stay picking it.
If you pick at it, it's gonna eventually erupt and bleed. And when it does, your face gonna be toe up. And so you keep pushing that man. You keep pushing that man, or you keep pushing each other. I'm not just gonna say it's each other. You keep pushing each other to those limits. Then you end up falling out with each other.
And pushing us away from each other.
Away from each other when you truly love each other. And then you get yourself in a place to where you don't know how to rebound yourself. You don't know how to regroup from that situation. So making sure you learn each other, I think, is very important. But also on a supportive tip, just taking the load off, the stress, of a man, because I think a lot of times, if you're a successful, not necessarily a successful man, but you're a man who's reaching for success.
Right.
A lot of times you do any and everything. You go above and beyond to make sure that your family or your significant other is provided for.
Right. So the thing is with that, you're trying to be successful. Mm-hmm. You're already doing the thing that normal men do.
Yeah.
And that's 110% right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's already hard. We just talked about it.
Right.
But then you throw success on top of it, trying to do extra stuff.
Yeah.
When you putting in extra hours, no sleep. Then take a nap, go back to work, do it all over again.
Right.
But at the same time, you still trying to build on the side.
Yeah.
So you don't have to work. But you just got to see it's a process. It ain't all gonna happen at once.
And then you get to the place. Then you get to the place where you have a man and a woman both who are both mentally struggling.
Right.
And so then you become lost because now this man is trying to push away his problems. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. To make sure that you're okay.
Yeah. Help the whole group. So I got to put myself to the side to help this out.
Right.
And then that's cool. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, you still got to, it's only fair for you to come back.
Yeah. It has to be a give and take situation.
Right. Now, I lay down mine for a while, but don't forget about me. I was over here dealing with something too.
Yeah.
So come back to me. Just don't leave me out there.
I think one of the biggest things that I've always said, man, I think that it's always necessary for one person in the relationship to be the positive and one person in the relationship to be the negative. If we look at a battery, we always see these different, battery commercials, especially Energizer.
Yeah.
But we realize that on that AA, AAA, 9-volt, any battery that you have, there's a positive side and there's a negative side. But whatever you put that battery in, unless you have the connection of both, it doesn't work. The only way that the power source is going to actually come on is if that negative and that positive click.
They got to touch.
Yeah. So you have to have both sides. But I think that that's where in a relationship, and especially in a marriage, you have to take this thought process that where I'm weak, she's strong. And where she's strong, I might be weak in. But that's where the positive and negative come together.
Make sure you're trying to charge something up. There's going to be, because if you just touch, you're going to short each other out.
Yeah.
Just like a battery. You're going to short each other out.
They're going to short, man.
You got to have a goal that you're trying to pop. If your goal is marriage and you're trying to make your marriage work, that's what you're charging.
Yeah.
Just don't be butting heads. It ain't going to work.
Right. And take some time out to recharge.
Right.
Take some time out to sleep in different beds for the night.
Oh, I thought you was about to say. I would say vacation. That's what I'm thinking about.
Or even that.
Hey, that's what I'm going for.
Or even that.
Take the beds.
From a single person's perspective,
you still,
you gotta have.
Some space.
I think that that's necessary. But
you gotta change the scenery.
Gotta change the scenery, and I think that that's effective in both styles of relationships. But to boil all of this down, this is very important to mental stability, and not only in men, not only in men, women, but in a full compass relationship. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, this is necessary for both of you to have mental peace. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I've been trying to feed my brain these days is, man, I'm protecting my peace. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even though it's easy to say, we understand that it's harder to
struggle. You got all these devices and stuff popping up on your phone all day. Yeah. You got snow, you got president stuff going on. So much distractions going on, and it's there for a purpose to distract you.
Oh yeah.
That's why I don't watch the news.
We have to be understanding of what those distractions are, and that comes from reaching out to Christ and getting having that spirit of discernment. If you don't have anything, I suggest that everybody pray for that spirit of discernment, because it gives us a different level of respect for the situations that we're entering into, and then it gives us a level of understanding of what we're going into.
Right.
So, man, to wind this down, and I hate to really get off of this topic today, because I think that it's very important.
Deep. Real deep.
Give us your last final thoughts, man, on mental health, self-care, and how we as men can produce the next generation of positive thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, all take away from this, mental health, get help. If you can't find it in your circle, the people you hang out with, if you ain't got nobody to hang out with, just seek help. That's the biggest thing. It's so much stuff on the internet to get help with. You can look in your own community. You can look online, internationally, wherever you at. You can get help somewhere. Just don't give up. Your first option should never be to give up.
Mm-hmm.
Never. Because it is too much out there. Too many resources out there. Try, like I was saying, if I have a problem, I'm going to call you.
Mm-hmm.
If Tyler, my brother Tyler, if he need anything, he already know.
Yeah.
Hey, can you do this for me?
Yeah.
For your people, you're going to stop what you're doing.
Right.
Regardless. If you need to say, I need help, bro, can you talk to me? I'll leave work.
Yeah.
And anybody know that if it's important, I will leave, stop what I'm doing, and do what I got to do to help my brother out. Because I know you need me, and one day I'm going to need you back.
Yeah.
So just don't be selfish. If somebody pouring into you, you pour back into them.
Right.
So always seek help if you need it.
Yeah.
And be somebody's support system. Don't be selfish. Be somebody's support system.
Yeah. I think that's, this topic, like we said, can go on and on. It's something that we have to continuously think about, continuously pray about. It has to be a lifestyle change. It has to be something that we are pursuing to change in our nation. Right. We're just two young brothers that are trying to help, and I think that was the purpose of this podcast. In general, when we first started, was to motivate the young individuals, the young minds, because it's really taking us to a place to where we need that positive support these days.
We need to know that other people going through stuff too.
It's necessary. It is necessary, and so we don't ever want to put ourselves in a place to where we feel like that we want to take ourselves out, right. Or we don't want anybody to get to that place. And so one thing that comes to my mind, in wrapping this up, there was an old song, that some churches used to sing, man. I need you, you need me.
Oh yeah.
We're all a part of God's, body, and stand with me, agree with me. And the last part says, you are important to me. What I'm saying? I need you to survive. And I think that this is the key, to working together as far as men are concerned, as far as a collective. We got to have the thought process
that we're on the same team.
We need everybody to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And man, the team can only work if it's a team.
Right.
I is okay sometimes, but for the married folks, husband and wife, y'all are a team. For those who are in a relationship, significant others, y'all are becoming a team.
Right, and that's a quality you need to look for while you dating.
You don't, there's no I in that team, and it's hard to wrap that around your mind, because like we talked about earlier, a lot of men have been taught that firm or stern foundation. Oh man, straighten up. Right. You know what I'm saying?
At times it's needed, but at the same time, longevity in that, it's not going to be productive.
It's not productive at all. You'll find yourself in a place of hurt, a place of pain, a place where you really...
Confusion, because you be like, I thought I was doing it right.
Thought you were doing the right thing, but then you find out that you really weren't, you know what I'm saying? Or you might, I'm not going to say that. You could have been doing the right things, but in the right way, or in the right manner, So we have to make sure that we fix those mannerisms accordingly. So if you don't take anything else from what we said today, let's work together, and like the old song say, let's straighten it out in a relationship, in significant other marriages. Let's straighten that thing out, because little do you know, your significant other needs you more than you know it. Because at the end of the day, if y'all don't have anybody, y'all should have each other. Right. Yeah.
That should be the first thing.
Yeah. That's for sure. That's for sure. Well, we love y'all. We hope y'all got something out of that. You got anything else for the people, man? Any shout outs today?
Shout out all the men.
Yeah.
All the men that's going through stuff, and don't have nobody talk to you, inbox us.
Yeah,
we'll talk to you.
Sure.
Go the Brothers Podcast on Facebook, inbox us and let us know.
That's for sure.
We'll talk to you.
Man, we love y'all.
All right.
Man, y'all be easy. Be out. All right.
Mm-hmm.